So man, did you finish Resident Evil, the Netflix series?
Yeah.
Did you see that, Chit? Chit? Hello?
I take it that you didn't like it very much.
Dude, I don't know why I had so much hope for it. And I did. Like the first two episodes were like very suspenseful, and like even the dog part was like actually scared me a little bit. I had problems with that stupid caterpillar. But dude, it got worse and worse and worse as the show went on. So this is episode 3 through 8. We're just gonna jam pack it because we definitely don't want to spend that much time doing it episode by episode because it's that much. Like we just want to get it done with because we don't even want to watch it anymore. So,
Dude, I don't even think it's going to get approved for a second season, and if it does,
should.
oh my god.
And there's so many things pointing to a second season, and I don't care. And if there is a second season, I most likely won't watch it. And here's a big reason for me. Okay, I'm not the biggest Resident Evil fan. However, I've played a decent amount of Resident Evils. Me and you played through a Resident Evil together on a couch.
Yeah, it was Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, we grinding that out for hours just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I've totally played Resident Evil, and watching this show. What's Resident Evil about it?
The zombies, bro, and Albert.
The name Wesker, the name
Yeah.
Wesker, the name Umbrella. The zombies aren't even zombies from Resident Evil. Now they had like
No, they're not.
They had like the lickers, but it's like they just got the rights to this thing, and then they were like, they're just gonna fucking watch it.
They were handed gold, in my opinion. They're handed this gold platform.
Massive
And they-
potential, absolutely massive.
Oh, dude, they could have done anything with this series, and they completely fucked it up. When we did the episodes 1 and 2, man, we just literally watched episode 1 and 2, and we were interested.
I liked it.
And all the way up until about episode 5, I would say it was probably kept me interested.
I can
and
tell you
then-
the exact moment where I wasn't interested anymore, and it's a weird moment because he wasn't my favorite character. He was just the fat man to me previously. But
Oh, dude, yeah.
he ended up being the most eventful part of the entire series, like sequence, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's like he did the things Wesker should have did. You know, he just like methodically danced through killing zombies, and right after he was like, "Holy shit, Jay, did you see that?" And like she was gone. And I was like, that was the best moment of this entire series. Yeah, and right after that he dies. And I was just like,
Yeah, because he was too fat to get up the ladder.
and I was just like, come on, man. You just created like the coolest dude.
Like that. I believe that was
And killed him in
episode
the same
5.
episode. Was that?
I believe that was episode 5.
I-
And then 6 is where she meets her sister, Billy, for the first time in X amount of years. And
Right.
then 7 and 8, dude. I mean, bro, literally from
she's,
6.
by the way, she's running Umbrella.
Yes, Billy is running Umbrella and somehow is controlling Evelyn, which they don't explain that.
And they do it in the goofiest, most ridiculous way.
Ridiculous way. Yeah,
It's
they
so
kind of just so they introduce Evelyn for for a while after that. You see her in the tent. She's the one that's negotiating the plans with the captain of the boat. And then when Jade enters the tent, she does like this dance to a music to
She
a
does
song.
a whole fucking music number. Like,
Yeah, dude. And then you find out
sings
Billy's
it and
controlling her
dances it.
via iPad.
And she just thought it'd be funny, which, okay, just not very Resident Evil like in any way at all.
No, there's just so many holes, man. Like, okay, first off,
And where the
This is where I completely lost interest, man, is when they find out about the queen. They bring the head back to the ship. They make the serum to repel and to attract zombies.
yeah,
But to do that, she brings a live zombie on board after they had already discussed to go on land to do this experiment.
which is absolutely fucking crazy.
Right.
Knowing that, which we didn't know at the time, but there's a giant fucking zombie alligator under the fucking boat the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
And she's just going and fishing zombies out of a fucking and putting them in a canoe and just pulling them on board. How fucking retarded do you have to be? I thought you were genetically enhanced. I thought you were like smart. I thought you learned the entire Spanish language at 4.
yeah, right.
And then the best part about that is she sneaks the zombie on and then brings her child in the room with it.
Well, she didn't bring her child. She kept her child in the room,
You're
which
right.
as a parent, you first off, man, this is where that all fucked up, because if you're testing a repellent
Right.
for yourself, you're a human. You're testing this repellent against a zombie. Why would you keep a little girl that doesn't have the repellent to test on her there? Or better yet, why would you not ask her to leave the room?
Right.
You know,
Or
and
put
then,
her somewhere safe. Put her in the next room over. Like,
dude, it was so stupid. And all of a sudden, the zombie goes out and attacks the one other scientist that helps you create this serum.
right, how
You
fucking
know,
and
I'm
by the way,
like,
they glossed over that so fucking quick.
oh, dude,
But
and she was pregnant too, so they failed to
yeah, it
mention
was
all. You know,
so Jade is the direct reason of a double homicide.
pretty
And
much. Yep.
it's a fucking homicide because you talked about
Yeah.
it, she disobeyed anyway. And then
Yep.
let's progress further. So this shit happens, and then Umbrella makes a threat on the U, which is a big boat. And at this point, it definitely feels like they're running out of extras, or they used them all in the zombie raid, because all of Umbrella under Billy consists of like 3 tents.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Billy was killing all of her own fucking people
Right, with a drone.
with a drone.
With drones with unlimited fucking ammo,
Yeah, right.
which was
How
very
do you have
retarded.
how do you have that much ammo in a drone?
There's like 3 drones. There's 3 drones, and they're shooting for like 10, 15 minutes. They took out an entire horde. And somehow, I don't know where they put these fucking rats, but if you've ever seen it, unless she's shooting BBs, which it doesn't look like, I don't know how many rounds those things would fit. But either way, on that same note, she's killing zombies, she's killing her own team, and then the U decides, hey, we got to release this fucking alligator. It's a really big deal. And you figure out in an episode that they can like mind control like a lizard or something by making it chill and sleepy. So I guess they fucking wrestled an alligator and did that.
Right.
This boat of fucking scientists did
The,
that.
the university, by the way.
University did this.
Yeah.
I mean, shit gets wild at universities, but not this wild. But they decide they must release the crocodile on this 3 tent setup on this hill, because if they get one helicopter off the ground, the university goes down, right? Which, by the way, they got a helicopter off the ground. So they release the crocodile to make sure no helicopters go off the ground. So now there's a giant T-virus infected crocodile running towards Billy, and Billy fucks it up, I guess, with some drones, and a helicopter comes in, shoots some missiles at it, and it's like, ow, and it literally runs away just to knock Jade off a boat.
Just to do that. And then it comes back.
It goes all the way out to the ocean, tail whips Jade, and then goes all the way back to Billy.
It's like, you would think, like, as a professional actor, you're reading the script, you would be like, why would my character do this?
Oh, and
You know,
I
my
completely
character
glossed
would
over the
do-
fact that she basically told her kid to get off the ship.
Oh, dude, that was the worst part.
And she
So-
told her kid to get off the ship, and then she surprised the kid actually snuck off the fucking ship. So she has to run back and get her, and that's when she gets tail whipped by the rogue gator.
Yeah, it's the whole
It's so fucking
the whole last 3 episodes was so fucked. I'm like, I mean, you find out Wesker's a clone of the original Wesker, who they introduce in one scene in the film, and he kind of resembles like Blade. You know what I mean? Like 1990s Wesley Snipes is Blade. played.
Yeah, I stand by loving Lance Reddick as
Yeah,
Wesker.
oh, dude, if they would have given
But
him,
the clones, bro, it's just a little too fucking goofy.
it
I
is.
liked Chill Wesker. Chill Wesker was a fun comedic relief, but that was not Resident Evil.
I'm gonna tell you where I thought the show was going to go versus where it actually fucking went. I figured the way they introduce Wesker, you think he's gonna be a huge part of the show.
Well, dude, we
You're
broke
gonna
down The
see,
Office. Like when he's sitting in the office, like how much influence he has, and he knows how to swing it. He can dick swing
yeah,
it.
right.
But and Evelyn's
Dude,
pretty much running this show from what the show portrays, and Evelyn needs him. Knows he's a clone. Already has a backup clone anyway.
yeah.
Like none of it checks out. None of it makes sense.
And,
They have
and this is another thing is Bert apparently gets dialysis every day, and I'm like, where is he getting dialysis? He doesn't have a fistula. He doesn't have a catheter. I mean, like, how is he doing dialysis?
it's because we wrote in there that he's on dialysis. So
Right, and just to
gonna,
be clear, for a dialysis patient to have that much strength is just overwhelming. It
it's
doesn't
someone
exist.
struggling on their organs. Like dude,
Right.
you're not coming out there fucking shit up.
I'm just
But-
like, there's just so many things that just didn't make sense, and you're like, how is this even part of the series? Like the game, they're
It's
talking about,
Dude,
they're
there's
talking
nothing
about.
Resident Evil about this Resident
But
Evil
check
series.
this out, dude. This is New Raccoon City. So are they talking about Raccoon City in Resident Evil 2 with Mila Jovovich that got blown up?
Nope.
Or are they talking about the brand new Resident Evil movie that came out
there was a
year ago?
there was a Resident Evil. I don't know if it was Apocalypse. I think it was called Apocalypse. So if you follow the OG movies, there was an apocalypse state, and that's like in the games. There's no apocalypse, but in the movies, Mila Jovovich does end up in an apocalypse. There is a apocalypse. That's where Mike Epps dies or some shit. I think.
No, that's Extinction. He dies in
Oh,
Extinction.
he dies in Extinction. You're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
But Apocalypse was the one they introduce him in.
Right.
Yeah.
But so that is the apocalypse.
Yeah.
But this is like, I guess this was a modern day attempt to rewrite the story of Resident Evil, and the problem is there's no homage to the game. It's a complete disrespect to the franchise, and when you try to tie in the OG movies, there's no tie-ins because Wesker's the normal goofy white Wesker dude, and I'm really refreshed at Lance Reddick's Wesker, and I was actually super excited for him. And
Dude, I think he did a great job. I just wish he would have
Until
been
they
in the show
introduced
till
his-
the end.
yeah, and I wish his twin wasn't just like a total stupid goofball. Like,
Yeah, Bert was sort of like the kid version of him.
yeah, dude.
He was very simple minded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And easy to sway to pretty much do whatever the fuck you wanted to anyway. So you wouldn't even need the other Lance Reddick or the other Wesker anyway.
Right.
But, I know you actually like the scene, so I'm gonna tell you why I don't. There's a scene where you actually see the OG Wesker for like a couple seconds. It's like 30 seconds.
I did like that scene. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And
I thought it was tacky, man. Like
the reason why I liked the scene is because at that particular moment when they introduce him and the clones, I'm like, "Wait, so there is an OG Wesker? You're gonna see more of this character." And then you fucking don't, and then you find out he dies in a volcano. What?
right, which I mean, theoretically, it's all for the
Right.
plot. And
I'm just like,
everything points to them leaving the story open. But the problem is I don't want to watch the rest of this story. I don't care. There's too many Weskers. There's too many. Oh, what ifs? There's like things that they really don't go into at all. Like, what was the Tijuana experiment? Oh, okay. It was just a reason for this guy to get dragged in and get killed. Like, it feels like they could have had more people in it. I don't know.
They
It felt empty.
they could have done more, and
They totally could have did something that related to Resident Evil in some way.
And this is one of the things, man, is that they tried to follow the previous film and fill in some plot holes with that old story, about them bombing the original Raccoon City,
which they shouldn't have done.
which they totally shouldn't have done. But when you're watching the show, you get introduced to Albert Wesker, who you think is going to be a big part of this show. And then you find out that he's cloned. The original Wesker died,
It gets very
and
convoluted, and
and to me, it's like, okay, I was very interested in the show because of Albert Wesker,
hands
and
down,
then
his
and then
character, yeah, 100%.
they focus more towards Billy and Jade. Which, by the way, man, if you watch the show, Billy and Jade fuck everything up all the time, constantly. You can never.
I tried to like Jade, but
You
Jade's just
can't.
kind of an asshole.
Oh, dude, she's basically from what they tried to.
She's dumb. She's fucking
From
idiot.
Yeah, dude, but they tried to make her selfish. So they basically say, you're like Albert Wesker was a selfish character. Everything he did, he did for himself, right? But when you really pay attention to the film, the cloned Albert Wesker that you first introduced to at the very beginning of the series was not like that.
Best
He actually
Wesker.
raised he actually raised two daughters who, didn't like him because that he lied to them, which, you know what, in my opinion, yeah, he lied, but it wasn't something that he really needed to talk about,
No, actually,
like,
this entire story could have been avoided if, I don't know, kids just were being kids. Why would you break into your dad's research facility? Like, your dad's big. You just saw
right.
what he did to a guy. Like, your sister's telling you how much he just threatened this guy and how badass he is. Why are you going into his job? And nonetheless, if you go into an animal facility, why the fuck are you releasing wild animals? That's crazy. But these are genetically enhanced girls who are super smart.
Right.
I haven't seen
But
it.
I haven't seen it, no. And in the last 3 episodes, they just go to show you how stupid they are and how they can't make any real life decisions.
Jade
Like,
should have her child taken away.
oh,
Post-apocalyptic child services needs to get the
when
fuck on that.
when they kicked her off the boat, when the captain went to talk to Evelyn, I was like, Dave, you better kick her ass off that boat.
Yeah.
It's like
She don't give a
first
shit
off,
about you.
no, she's constantly promising, like, I'm not gonna fuck up again because you fucked up so many times, and she couldn't even redeem herself, bro. She fucks up again by letting the
Yeah.
alligator go, and then it fucks her over, and I'm just like, bro, am I supposed to be interested into this anymore? Like, are they even trying to keep me interested anymore?
No,
I'm
it's
like,
fucking
oh,
stupid. It's retarded. So like that's another thing. Like okay, so like at the end she like gets shot and Billy takes her kid. She had a gun pointed at Billy the entire time. The standoff was fair.
yeah.
She didn't have to let go of her kid.
No, that's another thing is that there was so many times within the storyline, within those episodes, that Jade could have killed Billy.
Yeah.
Or, Wesker could have killed Evelyn. There was so many times, but instead it was like, you need me, you need me for your blood. So Albert Wesker couldn't kill Evelyn because they kind of made him feel needed. It's like, no, he's he's smarter than Evelyn. So
Right.
why did he need her? They don't explain the zombie in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end.
That's what I'm saying. They're prepping for a season 2, but I don't give a shit. Like
No,
I don't care about the main characters at all. I don't care
No,
about
dude,
Jade's a
they do
fucking
not.
dumb
Jade,
idiot. I'm
they
not
do
rooting
not
for her.
make you fall in love with these characters,
No.
bro. At the very
Who do I
beginning,
like?
you have
Bert, all the Weskers. I just hope the clones make it out okay.
right,
And I hope Wesker kills everyone. That's
dude. Like
that's not
seriously.
supposed to be what you're voting for, you know?
But see, this is another hole, bro. Is when Jade first meets Billy, she asks about Wesker. How's Dad? Oh, he died screaming for you. Okay, and then you get introduced to saying to the multiple clones. So at the end, you're like, okay, well, they killed their dad. I didn't hear him screaming
Not
Jade's
once.
name.
Nope.
And
He
then
said
no,
nothing. And by the way, Jade
you
saw
didn't
him.
Right.
He was the
And
last
then
person he saw.
so then who's dad, bro? Is it Bert? Was Bert dad?
Right.
Because Bert's the only motherfucker that escaped with him. So was he dad? Because
That's a really good point, dude. Because I didn't catch that. And that, yeah, what the fuck was that?
it's like, bro, I'm confused as shit. Like, who's that?
I just want to say, like, what amplifies the anger here, because I don't want to be totally unfair, is there was so much potential in the first 2 or 3 episodes. Because
They could have done so much with it, man.
they had a Resident Evil Stranger Things going for a second, and then they fucking ruined it. And
when you get introduced to the liquors in episode 3,
so stupid.
you or was that episode 2? No, episode 2. Wait, fuck, I think it's 3. Fuck,
I
sorry.
think the liquors are 3. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
liquors
think
are
they're
3.
3. That whole episode was pretty dope, bro. You see that giant ass spider, bro.
That was cool.
It's like, and he cuts that dude and have like
No,
they
I
had
don't.
potential.
Why the fuck did the dude run out with the pipe? So he was going to distract the spider, but then
That's another thing.
why didn't he just keep running? It would have distracted the spider longer.
My
up with
thing
Netflix
is
series having terrible bait people. Like,
bro,
Eddie,
when he
why the
ran
fuck are you
out,
doing?
he ran to the right. The door. This is another thing about that scene that really pissed me off. Is like, okay, so the dad basically killed himself for no reason, because if you stupid motherfuckers would have just continued down the hallway, then you would have found the latch to shut the door anyway.
It already passed. Right.
But you decided to, hey, I'm going to be a hero, and then you find, yeah, of course they didn't know the lever was there, but the guy that was leading them through the fucking tunnel, I can guarantee you, he knew the lever was there, because they were the ones transporting people through all the time. You see what I mean? So it's like there's so much miscommunication. There's so much holes. There's just too many things.
It's I'm just gonna say, I don't even know who the fuck wrote it. It's fucking terribly written. Like,
oh yeah,
that's what you have a Resident Evil series, dude. You have a cult following who's gonna watch this, and they just did that. They were like, oh, we know they're gonna watch it. Doesn't matter what the fuck you throw in it. It does matter, because dude, you could have had, like you said earlier, gold. A Resident Evil show, bro. Come on.
Every video game they put out is a hit. When they put out the first films with Mila Jovovich, they were a hit. I mean, of course, after like
the first film was absolutely legendary. And
after the first 3 films of Resident Evil Apocalypse, and Extinction, I thought those 3 were the best. And then they kind of went a little, all right, I was like, okay,
I'll even give the first 2 movies. Even the third one started getting a little okay.
Well, once they killed off 2 of their best characters in Extinction, their whole film series went to shit. They killed off Mike Epps, and then they killed off Orlando. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy from The Mummy. He was in the first 2 movies.
Let's bring it back for a second. Looking at the end, the season 8 finale of Resident Evil. Looking at the end of it, who the fuck do I care about?
Nobody.
Am I supposed to care about this little girl that I don't fucking know?
So like by the end, by episode 8, you've already seen the future.
Hope she gets her daughter back. No, I don't care.
Like this is the thing though, is like the way they did the series with the back and forth, right, from the past to the future. By season 1, episode 8, you're thinking to yourself at the end, at least anybody that's watched the series that didn't like it, when you're watching episode 8 and you see Jade and Billy when they're little kids get into the car with Bert and they're driving off past New Raccoon City, you're already hating their characters. You already know who they're going to be in the future, so it's like, fuck these kids.
It doesn't make sense. Actually, I want to touch on that. When they left, like Umbrella together with Bert, there didn't seem to be any fucking animosity at all. They were chilling. They were in the car relaxing with each other. So I guess they'll just describe that in season 2, how the relationship went down. But like I said, I don't care, because I don't like Jade, and I definitely don't like Billy. Like, it's neither of them are appealing to me.
No.
I would rather them have completely erased the post-apocalypse side and just did the pre-side, and like, because I would like to see those kids go through the breakout. Like,
Right.
now, like that would, I feel like, would be loaded with shit. What would happen? Well, Billy, you're actually immune, but everyone else isn't. And then, like, everybody's fucking tearing each other up around you, and you got 3 genetically enhanced people in the family who can defend themselves. I'd watch that. But because of the whole post-apocalypse scenes, like the main part of the show, I'm not interested in. So, like you were saying, when you go back and you watch these pre-visions, you don't care. Like, Billy's the one who's fighting to save her dad, and Jade's, the one who hates her, and Billy hates her or hates him, and then Billy changes her mind. She's like, I want to save my dad, but then she goes and works for Umbrella, the people who were trying to kill her dad.
Right. And then the characters that they did introduce, man, that had potential, they killed them. They killed every one of them. When you meet the reporter, the journalist from Mexico, he was trying to find out the truth, but yet they killed him off.
It killed him off too quick.
Way too quick. Like, I'm not saying killing him off was a bad idea. I'm just saying you killed him off in the first fucking episode. Like, why?
The fuck would he go to corporate Umbrella? Why the fuck would he do that? Why would he go anywhere near? He knows how powerful they are.
He knows they know who he is. That's another thing. Is like,
why would you even go? Well, because I'm a fucking idiot, and everyone in the show's a fucking idiot. Even the fucking caterpillar's a fucking idiot. Or like,
when I watched the season, I felt a little bit more dumber about Resident Evil. I was just like, why?
No, don't, because this wasn't a Resident Evil series at all. If this was a zombie series, like, seriously, it was just a zombie series with some weird lore. Like, fuck that being like, if clones of clones of Wesker with their own separate family. Like, what does this have to do with it? This doesn't even. It barely has anything to do with the OG Wesker, and that's who we care about. Why? This is literally announcing itself as a side story
about Wesker,
and dude,
they kill him off.
We don't give a shit about that. Okay, so what? Wesker's gonna come back and make an appearance later, and do what? He's gonna win. He should. If not, I hate it anyway, because I hate everyone in the fucking show.
Right.
Like, so it doesn't matter. Hero cliche, somehow Jade's gonna overcome everything, beat Billy, take down Umbrella, and somehow fucking kill OG powered Wesker. That's the only ending to this fucking show. I don't need to watch it. Saves her daughter, or her daughter's a key, or some stupid plot like that. But it just doesn't have the Resident Evil vibe, dude. They would have done better with, like, the Resident Evil 4 storyline, just throwing someone in the fucking woods with a creepy ass village group of people. And
another thing I didn't get about the film. I mean, the last episode is in episode 8 when Billy bites Simon. So she goes into like this rage and she just bites him. But why? Why did she bite him? They don't explain it, dude.
They just need a reason for Simon to get fucked over.
I'm guessing it was jealousy because he liked Jade or whatever. They made that known pretty much throughout the entire season that, you just want some dick from Simon. Well, dude, who gives a fuck, bro? Most teenagers out there for that shit anyway.
For the shit he did, you should want his dick too. Fuck.
Right. Like, the dude was helping you bring his mother and Umbrella down. Right. And then all of a sudden, Billy bites him for no fucking reason.
Right. And by the way, he's been nice to her. He had a conversation with her outside of Jade, and she even liked it. And, like, it was cool. It doesn't make sense. And then, let's just go ahead and slam her. And then Eve just shoots her son because there's no chance. But she has a fucking Wesker who's begging to help.
She has 2 Weskers that can literally help.
2 I hate that you said that because it just made it twice as bad.
Right. So think about previous episodes when Wesker, all right, the Wesker we were introduced to in episode 1 is trying to explain to her we can develop a cure.
I can develop a cure. Yeah. And he has a fucking daughter who's been bit that is bit and is still alive.
Not just that. But he didn't even know about the clone Wesker still being alive. Only Evelyn did at that time. So you basically if you put his brain, and believe it or not, there was actually three, because there was the original, there was Bert, there was him, and then there was one more, and
Well,
then
he got shot.
the original Wesker shot him because
He was gonna kill them all. No evidence. Gotta burn the evidence and just pop.
exactly. But my point is that at that point you already had a backup. You had two Weskers on the field. You had the one that you had in society, and then you had the one that you had locked up underground. And you're telling me that two of those guys couldn't have found a cure? So Jade in the future can find a repellent
and by the way, Jade is miraculously more fucking stupid than Wesker.
Yeah, but she's able to find these she's able to study these zombies or zeros and create a repellent and create an attraction type of serum to attract zombies, but yet she made fucking bad decisions the whole time. So how does that? Yeah. Is that one of those where you have book smart and no common sense? Daughter.
No,
it's like
that's fucking terribly.
Just plain stupidity, man. She's
right. It's
just ignorant.
Right. Her actions don't support her backstory.
No, dude, it doesn't. It's like, oh, I hated my dad because he stole my blood. Well, your dad was taking your blood.
Has she done anything like genetically enhanced at all?
No, she hasn't.
Okay.
And everything that she and all the things that she did have, like in episode 1, she had the little flame cannons that protected her from the zeros at the beginning. All that came from Ajahn and the university, bro. You find that out later, that she was basically being supplied by the university to run her experiments. And then she fucks that all up.
Right.
And then she gets
fucks
shot
that up by being a lazy piece of shit. She got complacent, scratched for Jesus Christ.
Right. And then she gets shot at the end, bro.
Which I didn't know that earlier. I didn't know she was a genetically enhanced, intelligent human being in the first couple episodes. But once I learned that, it made all of that shit worse. Because like, dude, she's legit just fucking stupid. And that's supposed to be the character we follow to the end, I'm assuming. And I don't want to be on the boat. So
my thing is that if both of these girls were genetically enhanced, they were able to splice their cells, take away all the bad shit, give them all the good shit, right? Yeah. Do the old the Wesker DNA change or whatever they called it in the series. But it's like, why were you so smart yet so stupid? It's like they give her these moments where she is really smart. Oh, she can develop a repellent and an attraction serum, but then she makes the dumbest fucking decisions. You put your kid at risk. You put the entire community at risk. Why? You're supposed to be a smart individual. That's why you're the one going out and studying these zeros. Yet you come back and you just make one fuck up after another. My teeth were grinning, dude. The last 3 episodes, I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't even want to continue, man. I gotta, me and Matt have to do a video on this, but in all actuality, I don't even want to finish this shit.
Dude, I didn't even want to finish the last episode, and then that crocodile, when it left and fucking went to tail whip Jade and came back, I was just like,
bro, look,
I was like, this is the stupidest thing.
When they released it, I was like, fuck yeah, maybe something good's gonna come out. You're finally gonna see Billy, get eaten or something like that. And then it really didn't do anything, bro. It didn't do a fucking thing. It went on land. It ran around, and then it jumped back in the water, hits Jade.
It smacked 3 drones and smacked a boat.
Yeah.
That's all it did.
Like,
and for some reason it didn't eat the daughter, but we're just not even going to talk about how the zombie wanted to fucking rip herself off a wall to eat it. But this giant zombie alligator, no.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. So the zombie wants to go after the kid like no tomorrow, but then all of a sudden Billy gets off the helicopter because the alligator didn't want to eat her. So it's like, oh, what did you do to your daughter? Wait, how the fuck can you pull that shit in episode 8 and then episode 6 you got a zombie running after her and she's like, somebody help me? And then she didn't even specify, knowing goddamn well it's a zero.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh no, there's somebody after me." So the person that turns around, nobody even knows that it's a zombie on board because the little shit can't even say anything.
Yeah, and if this
You
kid is
know?
so fucking special. By the way, Jade's like constantly yearning to get back in the field. That's why she sneaks off the boat to go get a fucking zombie. So, if your daughter's that fucking special, she's obviously the key to a fucking cure. And for some reason, you're trying to get away from her as much as possible.
She is.
It's
What I gathered from Jade was that she didn't give a fuck about her husband or her daughter. Literally, the scene where she first gets back on the boat and she's like, "That's my daughter. I made her." It's like, wait, but she's only been here on the boat with me for the last 6 fucking months while you were doing research in the field.
and it doesn't look like
It doesn't look like you're much of a mother. It's
And then as soon as you get there, you're trying to go fucking back.
right. I'm
Or
like,
put,
and
or
then you
put her
bring
in
a
front of fucking
zombie.
zombies. Yeah.
And then you just bring a zero on board with your daughter in the room. Like, hey, honey, I care so much about you. Why don't you go back to
You know
bed?
what, dude?
No, here, stay right here in the room. It's
Dude,
like,
I changed my opinion. I'm completely satisfied with the ending of Resident Evil. Billy comes and takes the child away from Jade. That is the best possible situation for that fucking kid. Is to get the fuck away from. She got Umbrella CPS, bro.
right.
And I
What?
I changed my mind. This was a great ending. Fuck you, Jade. I'm glad you
Jade,
have your kid.
her going to Billy, man, might be a good or a bad thing. I mean, Umbrella.
It's better than what her mom's doing with her. Fuck.
Oh, dude, her mom don't give two fucks about her, bro. She put her in harm's way multiple times, and then tell her, "Don't trust your father, trust me, and go get the green bag from under the bed and get off of this boat." But she didn't give her no direction.
Yeah,
She-
and by the way,
get off
the
boat.
kid fucking does it. Fucking.
Oh, and
Who's
she does
watching
it
your fucking
on-
kid?
bro, and she does it on the same island where you got multiple fucking hordes coming through. All right, Billy killed most of those zombies, including her own men
Oh,
with the
and by the
three
way,
drones,
she
unlimited ammo.
She was getting off of the fucking boat because a helicopter, if it got in the air, was going to blow up the fucking U, which it did get in the air, but it stopped to look at the fucking alligator when it could have just went and blew up the fucking U and went back to the alligator, which would have made it make sense for her to get off the fucking boat.
Right.
But
I just want to know what kind of mother would tell her daughter to run into a horde of fucking zombies, because that's basically what she did. Like you're on the boat, what you're about to do.
well, I mean, she's
over here.
immune to the crocodile, So
Right.
if she's immune to crocodiles, she must be immune to all the
But,
zombies.
but,
that
thi-
tried
but this
to
is
eat her
my,
before.
this is the funny thing, dude, is that Jade had already. This was all premeditated, bro. Jade already knew the captain was going to give her up. It was premeditated. So she already brought the attraction serum to Evelyn and Billy, right? So that was already a go. So why the fuck would you tell your daughter, get off the boat, if you know you're about to call in a fucking horde of zombies, bro?
Right.
Now your daughter's
you're
going.
to fuck their shit up.
Now your daughter's going to the same island you just called all those zombies to.
Right.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Now, Jade had to have sprayed herself with the repellent, bro, because she was running through zombies,
Oh,
dude.
no. I want to talk about this. Remember, we established this, and I'm glad we went over in the first episode. We have video fucking proof. There's establishment that they can't really see, they can't really hear, they can only really smell.
Right.
That's gone. That's completely gone. Like, it's no relevance. Oh, well, if you get a cut, they'll be right on you. Well, apparently Jade can run around in her fucking red jumpsuit for weeks, and they won't fucking smell her.
Right.
But then sometimes they do. It's just the random moments. But dude, I'm gonna be real with you. We're at 38 minutes, and I don't even think we should talk about this anymore.
I agree, bro. I think, look, a final thought on it, bro. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. But will this make the shit list? Fuck no.
Yeah,
but if you want to give it a chance, please be my guest. Pay close attention, and if you have anything you would like to share with us that we might have missed, leave it in the comments. But
or if you
hands
liked it,
down,
hide, because
if you liked it, please tell us why you liked it. Seriously, I mean, I want to know, because the show is garbage. It was absolute dog shit. And when I think about Resident Evil in the future, I hope the freaking god they can outdo that shit tenfold because
Well, I'm
that
a.
was so bad, man.
They just
So
kneecap
bad.
themselves for me. I'm gonna think twice before going to see a new Resident Evil. It's
Exactly, right?
the Netflix
Exactly.
tainted the name. The name is tainted. Now the
It,
games aren't.
I
Games
just,
aren't tainted at all.
oh, no, no, the games are dope as hell. But that's serious, man. It's like they get your attention in the first few episodes, and then it completely go. It's almost like they didn't know if they were gonna get approved for a second season, so they're like, all right, we're just gonna throw some shit in here, finish it up real fast, because we don't really have enough time.
Yeah, and
I
at
don't
the
know,
end,
man.
they fully left it open for second season. Like, dude, the daughter gets taken. There's the dude in the fucking tube. West, what's up with OG Wesker? They say it's theorized that he died in the volcano. They admit that that's possibly just a fucking theory. There's so much shit that they hint at that they're gonna talk about again, and we're probably not gonna review the second season unless somebody comes out and says it's fucking amazing, which it won't be. Even if there is a second season, I'm not on board.
If there is a second season, they got so many fucking holes to fill, and they're gonna really, bro.
I wouldn't even
I
try.
really, I just don't even think it's gonna get approved because I can't find any good reviews on that show in general, and our review ain't good on it neither. Like it was a shit show. It was a fucking shitty ass
It was a
show,
shit
bro.
show.
But it ain't gonna
Our
make the shit
our
list.
show was better than the fucking new Resident Evil
Uh,
after episode 4. Shit went downhill. After episode 5, shit went downhill. And well,
it was pretty bad. I mean, it was like
the
watching Resident Evil and thinking to yourself, "Is this Resident Evil?"
it wasn't it wasn't at
You know,
all.
like
No, it wasn't. Now on a brighter note, our next video is going to be on the Gray Man, which I think is going to be a lot better. Reviewing series for us is it's fun. It's just hard to format because if the series isn't good, it's hard to go ahead and just space it out like we were initially planning. So I think in series in the future, hopefully we can just do like an episode by episode. That's how we wanted to do it because we like getting really in deep and depth and nitty gritty, and there's a lot of story to unpack, and we love that. But with Resident Evil, we were just trying we were like, oh shit, let's get through this.
yeah, I think in the future we're just gonna watch the entire fucking season before we do a review because
Right.
it was horrible. It was horrible, man. It was one of the worst shows I've watched in my lifetime, dude. And I'm like,
And the
I've
saddest
seen
part
black
was,
and white
yeah,
TV shows better than this shit.
for real,
You
dude.
know?
I would rewatch A Wonderful Life. I would not rewatch this.
Right. I mean, dude, the monsters.
Hey, dude,
The monsters
the monsters
was
are fucking amazing, bro.
dude, it's a classic, but what I'm saying is it's
Bro.
black and white.
Mhm.
It's black and white, and the style and the equipment they had to shoot that shit at the time, bro.
Was a better fucking
It's
story than this
it's
shit.
still better in today's world. And this year, you watch it. Rob Zombie's doing a remake, bro. And if
Oh,
that
that's sick.
movie, yeah, Rob Zombie's doing a remake on the Monsters.
We'll be seeing
But
that.
then,
That'll be
but that show, black and white, no equipment. The makeup was horrible, but the story was great. It just goes to show you, man, no matter what technology you have, what CGI you can make,
the story.
it's all about the
matters.
story. The
Story
story
matters.
matters. And this story for Resident Evil was garbage. It was absolutely garbage.
Ass. Absolute ass. Like we just reviewed Nope, and the ending was like a big flail for us, but the story of Nope was so good that we literally couldn't stop talking about it. And this one, I can't wait to stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So,
Guys, let us know what your thoughts are. Leave us a note, comments, like, subscribe, please. That'll really help our channel out. And yeah,
yeah.
don't watch Resident Evil.
Don't watch Resident
Don't
Evil.
watch it.
Later, guys.
Peace.